We don't clean up communities just to keep America beautiful. We clean up so Americans can do beautiful things. Every year, we clean up hundreds of millions of pounds of litter and recyclables, plant hundreds of thousands of trees, flowers, and gardens, and deliver $236 million in measurable benefits. We keep America beautiful so Americans can do beautiful things.
Welcome to Do Beautiful Things. I'm your host, Jenny Lawson, President and CEO of Keep America Beautiful. In this podcast, we'll discuss ending litter, the truth behind recycling, and making communities beautiful for people and for a more sustainable future. We'll be talking to industry experts, community leaders, and everyday people who want to do the right thing, including from time to time, my mother. Thank you for joining us. I hope you learned something, and I know I will. Welcome back to Do Beautiful Things. As we count down to America's 250th birthday in 2026, we're on a mission to inspire action in every corner of the country. Through our Greatest American Cleanup campaign, we're working to pick up 25 billion pieces of litter and beautify 25,000 communities, one neighborhood, one volunteer, and one act of care at a time. But this campaign isn't just about numbers. It's also about people. It's about the local leaders, the councilmen, the mayors, the supervisors, the residents, and change makers who are proving that when we come together with purpose and care, we can transform the places we call home. Today, we're heading to Paterson, New Jersey, a city that's showing what's possible when civic pride meets bold leadership. You'll hear how partnerships are powering progress and how a simple message that Paterson is picking up is turning into a movement, and why keeping Paterson clean is anything but a spectator sport. Hi, I'm thrilled to welcome our guest today, Mayor Andre Sayegh. Mayor Sayegh has been a passionate and visible advocate for community beautification in Paterson, New Jersey. Under his leadership, the city has launched weekly neighborhood cleanups, cracked down on illegal dumping, and introduced programs to revitalize business districts, all with the goal of creating a cleaner, more vibrant city for everyone. He recently signed the Keep America Beautiful Greatest American Cleanup Declaration, reinforcing the idea that keeping a city clean isn't just a government responsibility, it's a shared commitment. And in Paterson, that commitment is driving real and visible change. Mayor Sayegh, welcome to Do Beautiful Things.
Thank you, Jenny. It's an honor to be with you.
Well, we are excited to jump into a conversation because one of the things that we've learned as you've taken the pledge is that you have a lot of enthusiasm for addressing litter and challenges of waste management and greening in your community. So let's jump in. I understand there's a new initiative Paterson is picking up.
That is correct. We're actually inspired by one of the most successful anti-litter campaigns in this country. It was in the state of Texas, and it was aptly entitled, "Don't Mess with Texas." And according to their statistics, they were able to reduce their litter by 72%. So we know that Keep America Beautiful was a pivotal partner in that process, in that project, in their progress in Texas. So that's why we want to partner with Keep America Beautiful. And that is a part of the program called Paterson is Picking Up, literally and figuratively.
I love it. And so how are you going to bring that to life? What's on the books?
So you alluded to these community cleanups that we have. We also have a clean commercial corridor program where we hired a Patersonian. It's a small business situated here in the city, and they have been hired through our urban enterprise zone to help clean up our commercial corridors. So we want to make sure that people know that cleanliness is next to godliness, and this is sort of like a divine intervention.
What do you think's been hard about that in the past?
Yeah, I feel like people, they may view keeping your community clean as a spectator sport, and it's not. Everybody's got to be in the game. So that's why we're challenging our constituents, our community, to get involved. And that's why we need someone as reputable as Keep America Beautiful to help us get the message out to the individuals and to help recruit people to sustain our efforts.
Thank you. And we're excited to be on the team and be part of helping you tackle this problem. Collectively, community engagement is the core of what we do and what you're doing. And you have a really diverse city in Paterson. And so there's some challenge to bringing diverse residents together to learn and do something collectively.
You're absolutely right. We are the most diverse city in the state of New Jersey. But I believe that universally, people want to live in a clean community, and it is a constant struggle. It's a constant battle. That's why we need everybody in the fight with us as we try to get Paterson to pick up.
So Operation Clean Sweep.
Unfortunately, we've been riddled with illegal dumping in the city of Paterson. So we've installed cameras. People don't know that we're really watching them. And we have actually caught about, 25 illegal dumpers. And I'd say more than half of them are from Paterson. So shame on you. Shame on you.
Illegal dumping is a problem around the country.
It is.
Tire dumping especially is something that our affiliates across the country are dealing with on a regular basis. In fact, it'll be a topic at our national summit that's happening in February. The lieutenant governor in Louisiana is doing amazing work in elevating the importance of clean cities and clean rivers and waterways is a particular passion. And so they also, like every other city and many, many towns, have this problem with illegal dumping. And managing tire dumping and other materials is a challenge for everyone. So I think that solutions like cameras, like increased enforcement are starting to, really show some promise. But we pick up hundreds and thousands of tires out of rivers and waterways across this country.
Yeah, and I feel like our approach is about 3 E's: education, engagement, and enforcement. We want people that live in Paterson to understand the importance of keeping your community clean. We also want them to know that they play a role in it as well. And unfortunately, there are consequences if you can't keep your property clean, or if you have resorted to illicit dumping, then yeah, there will be repercussions.
I think it's fair to those folks who are following the law in these situations that this is managed with intensity and focus. And so very much appreciate that. Beyond cleanups, what other projects are helping you bring this more beautiful pattern vision to life?
Thanks for asking, Jenny, because we prioritize our parks, and we've invested over $116 million in 7 years in improving our public spaces, which includes playgrounds, parks, pools, tennis courts, basketball courts. There's been a recreational renaissance in our city. Some of these parks have been eyesores, so that's beautifying your city. When we started in 2018, my administration, we didn't have a single playground that accommodated children with special needs. Now we have 9, and they're beautiful. They're breathtaking. One of them is a purple playground. The kids are flocking to this purple playground. And I am an unabashed, long-suffering Mets fan. We have a beautiful orange and blue playground that the children enjoy as well.
They let you pick the colors.
What do you let me? I picked those colors, Jenny. But those are the only ones that they let me pick. The others, purple, it was my choice too. But my point is, look, beautification also starts with your parks, or parks will play a role in that as well. And it's a part of neighborhood revitalization. A legacy project that we were able to make manifest was the restoration of the historic Hinchliffe Stadium. It is one of only 2 Negro League baseball stadiums still standing in this country. And that's where African Americans played when they were not allowed to play with their white counterparts in Major League Baseball. And it was fallow and forlorn for 26 years. So we utilized state tax credits, and we brought it back to life 2 years ago. Now we have a professional baseball team that plays there. We have high school graduations that take place there. We have houses of worship that have services there. So it's become such a community resource. But my point is, it was an abandoned property. It was an eyesore. It was a crime magnet. It was a haven for homelessness. And furthermore, the properties, after the restoration was complete of Hinchliffe Stadium, those property owners actually renovated their properties as a result. So a rising tide lifts all boats.
Well, and we really see that impact. And sometimes, and you've made a major investment in making that happen, but sometimes, we'll do a very modest investment along a Martin Luther King Boulevard corridor in a city under our MLK corridor grants. And when the other side of the street sees the work that's happening in the MLK corridor, they get in on the game and they work together to make some improvements of their own. And so this idea that a rising tide raises all boats is really true. And in fact, when it comes to brown space and green space, so taking, brown undeveloped lots and greening them up and putting park benches and trees and green spaces and pathways and action activities for kids. We have a study out with the University of Michigan done with our partners at Keep Indianapolis Beautiful that shows a reduction in assault and gun violence.
Oh,
So it is a way to tackle gun violence that is, not connected to needing any sort of legislation.
Jenny, I want to dovetail on what you just said because that was a very salient point you raised. We reduced the number of abandoned properties in Paterson from 1,200 to now 120. So a close to 90% reduction. And it speaks to your point now that you're trying to beautify your community, something better than what it once was. And we've seen a 30% reduction in fires. So we'd like to think that there's a correlation. Fewer abandoned properties, fewer fires.
Yeah. It's really exciting to see the outcomes of these investments and how there is that immediate improvement of the neighborhood, but also these ancillary social challenges and issues and other crimes all reduced when we can make that happen.
Jenny, you got me thinking here. So some of these parks that we've improved, we also will pave the street and replace the sidewalk where it is. So, yeah. So that's like upkeep and like you said, a beautification project that Lady Bird Johnson would be proud of. How about that one? Did you like that?
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
We'll take the patron shout out there. Much appreciated. But modern science tells us also that when we make these choices, we're also addressing urban heat islands. We're improving the tree canopy, so improving the air and improving the health of our residents in really, really important ways. And I think that heat island effect is another one that that can be addressed. There are coatings that you can put on pathways that further reduce heat islands. We've got some partners that are working in that space as well. So when David Wheeler on my team continues to work with you all, we'll make sure to get you all connected into how some of these things are really helping to bring down the heat. And I know I'm a little bit north of you in Connecticut, and we've all been suffering under some major heat this week.
It was oppressively and disrespectfully hot this week.
I will second that full on, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenny.
So you've signed the Greatest American Cleanup Declaration. What motivated you to join us in this national campaign? I love these stories because each one's a little different.
When I met David Wheeler, he had me at hello. Actually, it was my team. It was a fact-finding mission. They came back. They told me all about Keep America Beautiful. I said, I am all about embracing best proven practices in this country. And the reputation that Keep America Beautiful has is beyond stellar. So why wouldn't we want Paterson to partner with KAB?
It's a reputation that we try and earn every day in every city. So we're grateful for partners like you that help us make that happen. Talking about cities across America, our 250th birthday as a country is coming up. And
that's right.
New Jersey was a leader in that effort back in 1776. And
that's right.
Because my sesquicentennial vocabulary doesn't quite roll off the tongue yet.
Wow, you pulled that off. The biggest word I can pronounce is delicatessen. That was very good.
Ooh, I bet you've got a couple good ones in Paterson. So how are you going to think about the 250th and how Paterson may shape your beautiful future?
It's interesting because you pointed out that New Jersey played a role. And yes, we were the cockpit of the revolution. So many pivotal battles took place here in New Jersey, Monmouth, Princeton, Trenton, not so much Paterson. But July 10th, 1778, at the Great Falls, which is a symbol of our city, it's a national park and it's the second largest waterfall east of the Mississippi. At the Great Falls, supposedly on July 10th, 1778, there was a famous picnic. And there were 3 participants. It was then General George Washington, because it was the Revolutionary War, his aide-de-camp, Alexander Hamilton, and our friend from France, the Marquis de Lafayette. And supposedly, while they were having lunch, Hamilton saw the falls and he saw the future. So he came back several years later and he founded the city of Paterson as the first planned industrial city in the United States of America. And we essentially attribute July 4th, 1792 as our birthday. So we're off by a few years as far as 1776, but July 4th is when the city was essentially incorporated.
So it may be the falls where it happened.
Correct. Oh, I see what you did right there.
You see that?
You saw the play. That was good. They're not going to throw away your shot, Jenny. That was good.
Not. And we've got a good one here, Mr. Mayor. I think there's so much that we're going to be able to do together. And I so appreciate you joining the Greatest American Cleanup and joining us here for Do Beautiful Things. Thanks again to Mayor Sayegh. That was a great conversation, and we are so excited to partner with the city of Paterson. If today's episode has you inspired, if you're a mayor looking to find out how you can get involved, we invite you to be a part of the movement. Whether you're an individual picking up litter in your neighborhood or part of a community group, a local cleanup, or a city leader looking to engage your residents, you can join the Greatest American Cleanup. Visit kab.org/greatest to learn how to get involved, access resources, and take action. Together, we can make a true impact by July 4th, 2026. And this is just the beginning. In our next few episodes, we'll be speaking with more mayors from across the country who are stepping up, signing the declaration, and leading the change to create healthy, thriving, and sustainable communities. Until next time, take care, stay informed, and let's keep doing beautiful things together. See you in the next episode.